All right, welcome back, everybody, to Hearing Things with Julie and Brad. We are so lucky to have Sarah Malone here tonight with us from Mass Abilities. She is fantastic, and I know you're going to enjoy her as much as we have getting to know her, and really interesting conversations. She is a wealth of knowledge about so many things happening in the Commonwealth, and we're just thrilled that she's able to join us tonight. Sarah, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for thank you for having me. I'm honored. We are all here together.
That's right. There you go.
I'm just so excited to have her that I just pretended it was her show, and we're joining it. So that's great. So Sarah, we're going to ask you to just introduce yourself, tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your background, anything you're comfortable sharing, and then we'll dive into our questions.
Yeah, that sounds great. So I'm Sarah. I'm a disabled caregiver and marketing and design professional here in Worcester, Massachusetts, and I am also the communications intern for Mass Ability. I'm also a creator online, so I've done a lot of different work in Massachusetts to kind of represent some more disability education and awareness and representation in terms of being a young person with a disability who's more settled in their identity. I know there's a lot of folks who have kind of recently become disabled in the past few years from COVID, et cetera. So there's a lot of younger disabled folks who are navigating these spaces, and I didn't quite realize that now I'm almost the veteran of sorts for a lot of these things. So a lot of people come to me to understand the different resources available to them, understand some of their symptoms, where they can go in the state for, different services or help, and it's really, really great to be able to send people in different directions and feel like there's a bigger community than there was when I first started to become sick and disabled and didn't really know where to turn to. So that's been a really great thing. And I've worked with different companies for advertisements online, but right now I've been really passionate about going out into the community and working to promote and share different resources, businesses that are disability friendly, and trying to change and shift the perspectives around disability, specifically in Massachusetts and New England. Just growing up here with a younger brother who's disabled and growing up in a, disabled family, trying to navigate the stigma, the supports, the kind of public school issues and whatnot, right? It's a whole bucket of worms, and I thought I understood so much, right? But then once you become disabled yourself, it's a whole different ballpark. And so having to navigate that, and then also looking at, the caregiver burnout, the caregiver fatigue that, parents go through, and through my parents kind of coming to me and my wife now and going like, hey, we're ready for this transition to begin. So now we've been taking, some steps to have my younger brother start to live with us, and my wife's brother as well, her older brother. We've also been working on helping him get out of the group home and into the community. So I'm kind of taking things from a lens of not just a caregiver, but also a sibling and also somebody with a disability themselves. And it's been a really unique opportunity to have conversations with people that I feel like I wouldn't be able to have if I had only had one experience. So I'm very grateful for the background that I've had, and the experience kind of seeing disability and how people have responded to it from like the 90s to the 2000s to now.
Oh, that's
very
cool.
different. Oh, it's changed. And public school access and medical things. And, even when, IQs were more of a determining factor of whether you'd get services, right? And having seen that transition after different advocates and parents went and had some different things change with that, and that kind of adjustment over time, it's just been so interesting to see. So I really try to take that lens of a multi-experience approach when I come to conversations about disability, because people have different experiences with it, especially here in New England.
That's amazing.
You have such rich, varied experiences, and you're an excellent communicator, and you're so bright, and you know so many things, and everyone that crosses your path is so incredibly fortunate to have you in their corner. In whatever capacity that is. So I'm really so happy you can be here. Thank you for sharing all your background with us and the audience.
It's so hard.
You were so kind.
One of the things that we talk about on the course of our show is there's no one way to be deaf, right? Mm-hmm. And so like Julie grew up advocating for herself, and she had hearing aids young. I didn't get hearing aids, and I failed my first hearing test at 5, but didn't get my first set of hearing aids until I was 23. And so like that stigma you were talking about, that's one of the main goals of the show, right? Just destigmatize it. None of us look disabled, right? But we are. And
exactly.
So, thank you for sharing your experience.
Yeah.
So we always like to have like a fun icebreaker to break it up for the audience. Yeah. Usually it's for me because I can't behave myself that long, so I have to do something silly. And one of our questions is, if you had to pick a cartoon character that is you in animated form, who would it be and why?
I had to think about this one. But I would say probably Lots of Heart Elephant from the Care Bears, like the 80s Care Bears. The classic cartoon, right?
Yep,
the Dahvana. Yeah. She's just very determined and very loving, and she has a lot of energy, and sometimes it kind of like comes off as like clumsy, or people are like a little bit like, "Whoa, girl, slow down." But she's very steady, and she's really helpful, and she's very impactful. I feel like, persuasive, but also means well. She's a sweetie. I love her. I love the old Care Bears.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Good stuff. Oh yeah. I love collecting like old little 80s, 90s, 2000s toys, and I have a few 80s Care Bears animation cells. Nice. It's so fun. It's so cute and colorful.
I had a Care Bear. I had the blue one, I think, when it came out originally. I don't remember her name.
I'm, as the old person at the table, as the old woman here, I'm cracking up because I'm like, she's collecting all the toys I played with when they were new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were all the hand-me-downs from my siblings at that point. My siblings were all from 80s and 90s and stuff. So I had all their hand-me-downs. You
had the influence, just like you do with your older brother.
Really grew up in the all the old Ghostbusters toys and all the old Star Wars ones.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
the good
Star
stuff.
Wars. We can do that all day, but that's not what the show's about. That's the show we should do.
Ooh, a Star Wars show. Interesting.
Ooh.
You just saw it. Inspiration struck.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. So what's your cartoon character?
So my cartoon character is Donatello, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Of course.
I loved that show growing up.
Because of the pizza?
Well, I like pizza, for sure. But he's also the tech guy, right? So I'm a technology librarian. So it's funny because I've always been drawn to like the nerds in TV shows. It's true, right? So like I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Donatello was my guy. I liked Star Trek: The Next Generation, and Geordi, the chief engineer, he was my guy.
Geordi.
And he also had a disability, which is something I didn't realize because he had no sight.
Is that LeVar Burton with the thing? It's like a headband across his face.
Yeah, and of course it's LeVar Burton reading Rambo. How can you not? Right?
Exactly.
But
I never knew this about you.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles, Donatello's my guy. What about you?
And what comes as a shock to no one? Yeah. Lucy from Charlie Brown.
I love.
Don't come near her with a football.
Leadership.
Sure.
Bossy. Assertive, I should say. And just dispenses advice whether you ask for it or not. As my friend here can attest.
Oh yeah. Plenty of advice. Some of it's good.
I love that.
100%. No question.
Those are accurate.
All right. So tell us about Mass Abilities. What is it? What's the mission of the work? Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah. So every state, as you know, has a different group that's supposed to provide services for disabilities. Sure. Mass Ability is that organization for the state of Massachusetts. So our big message is that Mass Ability empowers people with disabilities to live their lives on their own terms. So our programs and services include and prioritize expanding opportunities and possibilities. So careers, training, home and community life services, legal rights. We do a part of the disability determination service for some federal programs. Great. It's a little confusing because we only do part of it. There are parts where they take care of the federal side, then part of it comes to us and whatnot, and then it goes back and forth. So we do have a part of that, some DDS workers in the state, whatnot, that we work very closely with. And for example, career services like job trainings, placement, help going through that whole process. I've been a recipient of the career services for Mass Ability myself for over 2 years now. I've been in one of their newer programs called Next Gen Careers. It is I believe it's what it's called, a demonstration grant. So there was some funding that they got for several years. And the idea was, what can we do to create a new way of career service program for specifically like a younger crowd, right? 18 to 30, for example. What can we do to kind of prove in a model that giving them these trainings in type of STEM careers can lead to them hopefully having a good job placement, a meaningful job placement, and one that pays well, that can support them in their lifestyle. And so, you get that funding for so many years, and then you get to do kind of research with that to show the efficacy, and then also you can take what you've learned from that and then ingrain it into the rest of the program. So what we've been working on, and what I say we as an organization, my coworkers have been working on, taking all of that information from the past few years of what we've learned from us as participants in this program. What worked? What didn't work? What can we do to change these programs to make it work better in the future? Maybe there were new connections we made that made something a lot easier, or we had some really great job placements through this new thing. So just examples like that. And then also people might be familiar with the waiver program, and that's through our home and community life services. And that's how it helps people like live in the community rather than nursing homes or hospitals. It's more connected, for example, through like traumatic brain injury or other like very sudden disabling events like that, right? Where otherwise you might be in a nursing home or in a like rehabilitation hospital. This helps you get into kind of like the least restrictive environment or living into your community with supports and stuff. There are some really great people who can speak about that program. One person is Destiny Maxim. She is also part of the ARC. She's been one of our disability inclusion leaders at Massability. She's a huge advocate in the state. She's advocating right now for some bill to help make it easier for like wheelchair repairs and whatnot, and like mobility aid repairs in the state. So she does some really great work. And she's talked about the waiver program, being a recipient of that. Highly recommend checking her out. I'll put you in touch with her. Maybe you could feature her on the podcast.
Sure. That'd be great.
But she's great. So yeah, those are just a few examples of programs that we have at Massability and kind of what we do. It's a very big umbrella. I think that's why it's a little confusing of what exactly do you do? We do a lot. we do a lot, and we have many different offices all throughout the state to make sure that we're regionally reaching people where they are and closest to where they are. So we have like a Boston office. We just moved to 40 Broad Street, so that's where our new downtown office in Boston is. Then we've got, Worcester office and other ones all across the state. So, but we try to make sure that we are reaching as many people as possible. And I think a lot of people were more familiar with our old name, which was the Massachusetts Rehabilitation Commission. We have been changed now to Massability. So they did a whole lot of research and work to kind of give a new, more dignified name that is more aligned with what we're actually trying to do, right? In Massachusetts, all of everything that we can help people do for themselves. It's been really, really impactful for myself. I've been really grateful to be able to be where I am now. The reason I have this internship at Massability, where I'm the communications intern, is because of this program of the disability services, the career services. So part of it was, let's try to get Sarah an internship after she does all this work. And then it just so happened that there was one that lined up and opened up in Massability for communications. And they said, Sarah, this is exactly what you've been working on. So my career counselor worked to see if we could get that open for me. And so we've just kind of continuously extended the internship because it's been a really, really great fit. But that's just been a little example and insight into how that works.
That's awesome. It's great to hear.
What struck me as you were talking, and I intellectually know that this is a huge organization, but even just listening to you brought to light for our audience and for me, for sure, so many little things I never thought of, with wheelchair being one of them.
Yeah.
Because it's not part of my world, so it's not something I would think about. I said, oh my gosh, as I'm listening, and I'm like, getting really excited as I'm hearing words like least restrictive environment. As a special educator, that's the goal, right?
Exactly.
And what I really appreciate from what I'm hearing, and I think you and I talked about this when we met at the baseball game, agency for people with disabilities, putting the power of agency and choice back to them.
Exactly.
Right? And that is just finally incredibly, the time has come.
Yeah,
for treating
it's
people with respect and allowing them to make their choices for themselves as appropriate.
yeah, and that's a
That's
big
great.
message of what we try to spread and what all of us who work within Massability. And this is what I really appreciate about working in Massability is I work so closely with people who care about the same thing
Sure.
and people who also get it and have a lot of experience in many different parts of like disability services, community services, and just how things work throughout the Commonwealth. I'm so grateful to be working with all these folks because I feel like I'm able to pull a lot more information, understand about how things work, and also the context for how things have changed and shifted over time. These folks are,
Big time.
very experienced, have a lot of great knowledge and insight, and it's really wonderful. And to see that people care so much about making sure that people have the support to kind of understand their dream, realize their dream, build the steps to it, and succeed.
Absolutely.
It's
That's
really
amazing.
great. Yeah.
That's so encouraging, for sure. And it's funny, Mass Rehabilitation Commission helped me when I was in high school, before I got my
really?
first auditory trainer
Really?
and my first TTY.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I bought both of those when I went to college, and my college roommates still remember me making the announcement. Do not spill Zima on the TTY. Do
Zima.
not spill drinks on this thing. This is important. I needed to communicate. I used it a couple of times, but my
Yeah.
hearing was still good enough at the
Yeah.
moment that I could hear on the phone. But Mass Rehabilitation, just way back then,
That's great.
was great in providing those assistive technology that I needed that my family wasn't able to get at the time.
That's awesome.
So it was
Yeah.
pretty cool
And
to see that they've kind of
it's-
morphed
The
into a
connection.
bigger vision. Yeah, absolutely.
It's awesome. And to really see. So our Commissioner Tony Wolf it's been really great to like understand her vision for the organization. And I feel like I really appreciate that feel that she's seen really far ahead in terms of like where we can be with disability agency and just that full present like equity in society. And it's just, I'm really grateful that she's leading this organization because there's been a
Amazing.
lot of like positive changes in terms of how the organization has really like oriented the messaging outwardly to people, to kind of really, solidify what you just said, that agency and that importance. It's just,
so
it's really heartening. I'm really grateful that people here just care so much. It's really great. And a lot of people too have been working for, a long time since before the name change too. So it's potential that even people like, who knows, somebody might remember.
Dig up your old paperwork, see if they still
I know
work here.
two people
Yeah.
who were instrumental in helping me
Wow.
back then. Kathy Moran and Jim Rossi were the two. And we're going back like
We'll
over
do some
30 years
shout outs.
now. We're going back a long, long time, but they were wonderful to work
Yeah.
with. I was very fortunate for sure. In terms of accessing services, is this need-based? Is it disability qualification? How would one go about accessing this? Give me a little brief summary of the requirements, I guess.
There's a few different ways. So, and it's changed at different times, right? So at different times there might be needs-based qualifications or maybe like a triage system, for example, for intake, right? Where we want to make sure the people who need it most are first on the list. But there are also certain programs that like you don't have to be on services or on disability or anything to receive, right? Like I'm not on disability. I have not been able to receive disability benefits in my lifetime. But I was able to receive career services benefits from Massability. I was not benefits, career services from Massability. I've been able to receive help with like transportation things through the state. I've been able to receive help with assistive technology and whatnot. And I haven't been on any government program in order to do that. I just went through the intake process, which is going online to mass.gov onto our Massability website. We have a new application system called Massability Connect. It's kind of making it easier so there's all of those applications in one spot. So you can apply to multiple things if you'd like at once, which it just makes it easier for the intake process. So instead of having to go individually to every single service page and apply for career services and apply for, home modification and apply for home and community life help or PCA help or something, right? You can just do it all through one application and say, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in that, I'm interested in that, here's my information. And then we have somebody reach out to you. and get that process started. And so a lot of times what happens is people get set up with like a kind of case manager or caseworker and then like a team. So for example, I've had a career service counselor, but I also had somebody who helped me with like family and support services and somebody who helped me access the technology services. So, and then other people might have an employment support specialist, right, who has a really great relationship with like a business or employer in Massachusetts, and has that pre-existing connection of, hey, I know the hiring manager, we have this whole process, we have this relationship with them in Massability where they've been trained to be understanding of disabilities, accommodating of them, or we've worked with them for a long time and they've already hired disabled people, examples like that. Somebody to kind of help with that success.
Fantastic.
Of that placement. Yeah.
Really exciting. The range of services available is incredible. Like when you really sit back and go, oh, wait a minute, there's so many things people can access. And I'm so happy that you're here to help us bring awareness of that forward for our audience.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of experience with it from 30 something years ago, but not recently. This is fabulous.
So it sounds like you do so much, and Massability does so much. What is your favorite thing you do there?
I have really been enjoying working with others in the community and going out into the community.
Fun, yeah.
Making those connections has just been really heartening because I feel like for myself, I grew up in Western Massachusetts in what we call the hill towns. So
the Seven Hills of Worcester,
right? even further away from there.
Oh, really? Nice.
Oh, yeah. I grew up in like the Berkshires, but kind of close to the New York border and stuff.
Okay.
So nothing really happened much out there. Cows would escape. People had a lot of goats and a lot of farms and a lot of hunting. And he'd go tubing down the river, down the Deerfield River in the summer. And, you had like Berkshire East and some outdoor rec stuff and whatnot. But aside from that, you could really enjoy your time throwing rocks at a big rock in Western Massachusetts. And so I, grew up I didn't know anybody else who was around my age and had a sibling with a disability like mine. I didn't really have anybody like that to relate to. And, I was the only mixed family in that area. So it's just very kind of not the most diverse in certain areas, right? And so it was very isolating. My family didn't have a lot of resources or community. So being out here now in the middle of the state and being able to kind of have this opportunity to really touch base with the community and find community and realize that it's out there and discover it and make all these connections, it makes my heart soar. It was so touching at ADA March the other day in Boston, not just the message, but just not only to see how many people were there, but to realize how many people I knew that I ran into there, and was like, wow, I have so much community now. Yeah. I've made so many connections of people with all sorts of disabilities, and I don't feel alone anymore, and it's just very normal. We all care about things and have ambitions and stuff, and it's so great, like meeting people like you and meeting Jonathan and stuff. It's just incredible, and it just feels so special and really great, especially as somebody who just kind of grew up in the middle of nowhere, not really realizing.
Isolated in more ways than one, it sounds like, right?
Exactly.
So must be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I are the same thing. We're the first hearing impaired friends we've had.
Yeah. Wow.
So even though we lived in Boston area, it was still hard sometimes to find that connection.
It's very isolating. Yeah. And that's why community is, you can't underestimate the value of community. So we're with you. Like the community is just great. Absolutely. It's just welcoming and helpful, right? And so it's great to see. It's seeing your Instagram reels or whatnot for the ADA Day was just so great to see. There's so many people there. It was so heartwarming to see so much support around that.
And people were sharing different initiatives that they're working on or different bills, like, hey, you can scan this to help support that. And it's just so cool. And the education, and they really had people speaking from different areas of understanding, like folks who've worked in the home and community life space too. It was just oh, so cool. People with lived experience. It was awesome.
That's great. I'm bummed I wasn't
Mhm.
there. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year
Yeah.
we can figure it out.
Yeah.
Sarah, is there anything else you want to share about yourself personally? Any initiatives you're working on personally, either related to disability advocacy or art or anything like that? And I would love, love, love for you to share, if you're comfortable, your Instagram handle
Yeah.
so people can find you. That would be great.
Mhm.
You know, you're doing some amazing stuff, and I think there's a lot
Yeah.
of value in that. Push it out to our audience as well. So
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the floor. Take it away, and then we'll talk about books.
Goodness. Well, I've definitely been pretty busy with working for Massability and some other stuff, so I haven't had a whole lot of time for my personal things, but I am really excited to share a little teaser about this client that I've been working with. I do their marketing and project management. And they've been developing some technology that has a lot of audio accessibility features, specifically audio description and captions and different language translations.
Oh, great.
Great.
And it's something that has a lot less lag. It's very low latent, low lag.
Yay.
Exactly. And so last night I actually went out in the evening downtown to Worcester. They had Movies on the Common. It's an initiative by the Downtown Worcester Business Improvement District. They host these movies downtown for free, outdoor movies. And I was going to meet up with one of my clients who uses our product, or one of our customers for the client who uses the product, and he was providing audio descriptions for the movie on the Common that night.
That's great.
So
Awesome.
you could go on to your phone if you'd like. So you have the agency to do it wherever you'd like, right? And use however you want to listen to it. And then we also they had captions and stuff, but we've been working on trying to get. There are only so many things I can say about it right now, but we are at a few different conventions coming up. One in Amsterdam, actually, at IBC. So yes, Backbone Broadcast. It's
You want to go to Amsterdam?
well, I can always give you a demo if you come down to Worcester sometime. But it's some really great stuff that we're working on. I've been advising on a few other product developments for some other companies
Awesome.
that are really exciting. So once I'm allowed to share about those, I'll be
can't
sharing
wait.
those
Yeah,
on my
we'll-
Instagram, and we would really appreciate all of the support that people,
Absolutely.
because these are solutions that I think folks really need in the disability space, not just audio accessibility
Exactly.
and stuff, but other physical things that I'll be
Yep.
able to share for products in the home and stuff for people with disabilities. So I'm very excited to be able to share that once things come out.
Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be great.
But my Instagram is at Sarah Ellis Art. That is SarahEllisArt.
Perfect. Check it out. I'm a huge fan.
Sure. I'll
So you
post the
hop
link,
on and
yeah.
follow. And it's also linked to our Hearing Things with Julie and Brad Instagram. She's one of our followers, so you can
Yeah,
find
there
her
you
there
go.
too. Come and visit us and follow Sarah.
There
It'll
you
be
go.
perfect.
Yes, and we'll do some more collaborative content soon.
Absolutely.
Yes, and you can
Sure.
check out additional informational content and fun educational stuff on Massability's Instagram. That's Massability_MA. Massability Ma. And yeah, we have a bunch of different things on that. I do the social media direction for that and a lot of the content creation for them as well. So it's just been really fun. We'll have some different event recaps and stuff coming out soon. I'm very excited.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much for
Fantastic,
sharing all that.
fantastic.
Thank you.
That's great to
Oh, I
hear.
have one more fun fact I can
Go
share.
for it.
That
Love it.
might actually be of a fun fact for our audience, but I do have a sign name that is a fun sign name based off of.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So my sign name is for Sarah, because my old nickname was Sarah, but it's based off of Polly Pocket. Because when my friend visited me, she was like, they were like, "You have so many Polly Pockets." I was like,
Yes, I do.
Yes, I
Polly
do.
Pocket. So when my friend visited me, they were like, as they're getting ready to leave, they were like, "Okay, I'm gonna give you a sign name." And I was like 7, so I was thrilled. I was just like,
awesome.
I was like, this is great. And so they were like, okay, it's based on my Polly Pocket, and I was like, oh yeah. And it was just Sarah. It was just so cute.
That's
I
fantastic.
loved it. So that's my sign name.
I love
I know
it.
I know a little bit of ASL.
I love it.
A little conversational. So I will say, if anybody does want to come up and say hi and sign with me, I'll do my best. to have a
So
convo.
just to give some background, I'm not sure if everyone in the audience understands the concept of a sign name. And so instead of finger spelling somebody's name, people in the deaf community will give a name based on usually a physical characteristic, their name, or an interest. And so instead of having to spell Sarah all the time, they just do because this is the S shape, so SS, Sarah. So that's what she meant by a sign name.
Do you have a sign name?
No. I had one, so like read is this, and like I was a librarian, so they were like, this is book, and like that. Yeah. But like that was, I took that like 15 years ago, so it's been a while, and sign names can change over time because people change.
Exactly. I mean, you go from, if you give somebody, a curly hair sign name, right, and then they don't have curly hair in the future, it's like, why are you like Rebecca with the curly hair? And it's like, I don't have curly hair anymore. I don't know.
That's great. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
You know what mine is?
What's yours?
So I took ASL in college and I'd forgotten all of it promptly, and I start over again. What's this?
Oh, the J.
The
dimple.
Because the dimple. That's a cute. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. That makes sense.
and that's the thing about the sign names, right? Is they make sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing I've always explained to people about ASL is like it's fairly intuitive. Like once you understand, like yes, the grammar structure and everything is different, right? And like there's certain etiquette and things, and it's very direct and very expressive, which I love. I've always loved the expressiveness of ASL and of signing. But I've always explained to people like it does make sense. Like once you actually pay attention, like the signs make sense. For a lot of them, and it's cool to see the patterns in them too.
We're in the process of starting to refresh our skills, of which they are very limited. Must be the goal for the winter, I think, is to kind of get back into it. But Jonathan has said to me recently, he's like, I don't know why this is so hard for you. It's easy when you really look at the signs and think about it.
That was his first language.
I'm like,
he's cheating though. ASL was his first language, so of course it's easy for him.
Jonathan, if you're watching, we'll chat.
We can all practice together.
But that'll be fun.
Practice, right? Yeah.
We'll work on it.
We'll practice together. It'll be good.
All right, so we'd love to end with a book review because it's really important to us to reinforce that we're more than our disability, that we have interests, that we have other hobbies, and we're huge readers. And he's currently winning the how many books on Goodreads a year contest.
It's not a race. It's not a contest.
Oh, it's all about the competition.
Now I have a new.
Come on.
You have plenty of time. I have a new dog now, so plenty of time to catch up. So
we'll see. So Sarah, we're going to start with you as our guest. What is your book recommendation for our audience? Take it away.
Okay, it does happen to be disability related, but it is relevant because I'm reading it with my wife actively. It is by Shane and Hannah Burcaw. They are, I don't know if it'll show it on my.
We'll post
it. Won't show it on my thing. But it is called Interabled: True Stories About Love and Disability. And it's from them and other interabled couples. And it's really great. It's like every other chapter is like a story from them and then a story from another couple. Either they both have disabilities or one has a disability and one doesn't have a disability. These are just really great. It's really nice to read stories about other people's experience being in an interabled relationship. I remember it just felt really isolating when I started to become disabled and my wife was, my caregiver. And then it was just kind of really shocking to realize we live such completely different lives than anybody else our age because of my disability and her being my caregiver. And it was just so nice to realize like, oh, we are not alone about these things. And to see that it's great. So we read this together at night. We're maybe halfway through, just about. Awesome. We try to like wind down at the night sometimes and just read to each other. Fantastic. Yeah, it's a good one. Definitely recommend.
Great. So we'll post the links for everybody to find the books because sometimes when we hold them up, it's not great.
It doesn't work all the way.
The Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go next.
Yeah,
I'm going way back. I read this book for the first time in 8th grade, and I revisited it. Revisited it.
There you go.
Many times. since To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee.
Oh,
That book is so unbelievably layered and powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And through my life, when I've read it at different times, it's been a whole different reading experience in making me think about racial injustice, legality, legal process. I mean, oppression, a million things. You know, even to a certain extent, people with intellectual disabilities. Thinking about the character of Boo Radley as a special education teacher. You know, I thought Boo was kind of wacko when I was, 13, and then as an adult, I'm like,
Wait a minute.
oh, wait a minute, this is really powerfully written. I need to look at this in a different way. Also, reading it as a Northerner, I've never lived anywhere but New England. So I'm so curious one of these days to find someone from the South and have a conversation about what they took away from it and what I took away from it. Is it the same? Is it different?
Sure.
It would be kind of interesting to play with that a little bit. But it's such a powerful book on so many levels, and it remains relevant.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
yeah. I do remember having conversations in the classroom in high school with my peers, and I was like, "Don't you get it? It's about like an intellectually disabled man." I was like, it was clear to me because I had, grown up living in a household with that just like nobody else understood, right?
Sure.
But I was like, guys, this is what the message is, and it's interesting. I would be interested to see how somebody who's Southern would take away from that. Yeah,
or even people of different ages. We have a book group, a multi-generational book group.
Yeah.
Read the same book. What are we taking away from it? What are you remembering historically? What are you connecting to? What is striking you now in 2025 that maybe did in 1988, when I first picked it up. So I don't know.
That's interesting.
Have you read Go Set a Watchman?
I love that book.
No, I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
You know why I loved it? There was a nostalgia to it.
True.
I loved it like I loved the last 3 Star Wars movies. I was excited to see everybody again. You know what I mean? It's like no great quality art here, but it's like, oh my God, they're back. I get to read this person's writing, and this is fantastic. I did not care that it was not a masterpiece. I was so excited to see everybody again. And that's how I felt about the last 3 Star Wars movies.
Now, so I didn't like it. So if anyone doesn't know, when Harper Lee died, she had basically a draft of To Kill a Mockingbird, and that's what this was. And I think somebody in her family released it, so it's the same story in its like infancy. So you can see like not all the characters are fully developed. Some of the characters aren't really likable. So
I loved it.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
And the key word there, Bradley, is draft. The woman died before she could fix it.
It was original. It was before. She wrote it before To Kill a Mockingbird.
That's right.
She didn't want to. She didn't want to release it.
But still, how valuable was it to have her back again for a little bit?
It was. I won't lie. I abused my library powers and I got a copy early and I read it. What can I say? And I was just disappointed with it because
did you have high expectations that it would be something else?
I did. I thought it was going to be a different story. So it was being the same story. And as a writer myself, like some of the drafts that I write, they should never see public air.
I agree.
So I felt
also, same thing.
I felt kind of angry at her family. I'm like, you're airing her dirty laundry. What are you doing?
Interesting. I didn't think of it that way.
What are you doing?
I thought it was a gift to the world. I'm like,
see, we don't always agree.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with my journals when I die? You're going to say the same thing? Like, oh, Julie, 1995. What was this?
Well, I don't know. If we're famous,
got a better job here in '98. I mean, really.
If we get famous and I can make some money, I don't know, maybe.
You're gonna release them. Nice. Go ahead.
Wow. It's like when people do like the art restorations and they like restore it to before they were like changes or touch-ups and stuff. And the painting is just completely different. Yeah. It's like, should we have uncovered this? Would we all have been fine with it as the way it was?
But things can remain hidden. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That was so interesting. Not shocking that we have an opposite view on something, but it's so interesting. All right.
Anyway, are we done with that?
Oh yeah, we have.
Can I get a book? Can I get a book?
Yet.
So my book is Beowulf.
Oh, dear God.
But not just Beowulf. It's the Maria Dahvana Headley translation.
Okay.
And so I've read like 3 different versions of Beowulf.
Why?
Yeah.
I couldn't get through one.
Say?
I couldn't get through one version.
Yeah, I'm an English major, so I love this kind of stuff. But the interesting thing is, right, so the traditional translations, because this was written in Old English, which is not English, and so the traditional translations kind of espouse all of the toxic masculinity traits. And so this book, instead of like, so the first line is always something to draw the reader in, to grab their attention. It's usually something like lo, as in like lo and behold, or hark, stuff like that. This one starts, bro, tell me we will know how to speak of kings in the old days. So it starts with bro. And so it taps into the kind of bro culture that is kind of problematic. And in doing so, it puts a entirely new spin on the poem.
Okay,
So this specific version.
Wow.
So somebody took the Old English
Yeah.
and adapted it to
Present
modern day.
Yep. Well, no, it's still the same story, but the language is of today. And the attitudes are more of today.
You know how much I hated this book? I thought the whole thing was originally in German. I didn't realize it was Old English.
It is a Germanic language, so you're not entirely wrong.
This reminds me of the Shakespeare Star Wars thing.
Oh, yeah, that was fun
Do
too.
you know about this?
Yeah.
See,
You know, I
know
literally had that book. I had that book.
I have all three. The first trilogy. Yeah, did you like it?
You know, I read it when I was like in high school.
You
I
can
don't
say
remember.
no, it's okay.
I don't even remember. It was
but
one of those
the
holiday gifts.
Star
I do remember
Wars
it.
Shakespeare thing is really cool, though.
Yeah, it's fun.
Was it Yoda on the cover? For
That was
one
the
of
Return
them?
of the Jedi one. Yeah. So,
Okay,
yeah,
yep.
so
That was one that I had
Yep,
then.
yeah, that was a good one. Yeah,
I can check
it's
that
fun.
out.
It's like a fun reinterpretation of the story. So,
Yeah.
you know, I like that. I like when like the old traditional type of literature meets like new stuff, or
Oh,
vice
yeah.
versa. It's
Oh,
fun
yeah.
to see what kind of influences, because both kind of times will influence what's going on. So yeah, so
Yeah. Humans have been humans.
I did enjoy it. Yeah, did you want to try it?
Bro, how about no?
Not gonna happen. Sarah, this was so
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes,
to
thank
see
you so
again.
much.
Thank you guys.
awesome.
This was
Thank you for taking
great.
the time to come on, and I know you're busy, and we really appreciate you dedicating the time to come and be with us here. And
I'm
keep up the
happy
great
to.
work.
Yes,
Y'all
please,
lovely. This is great.
This is great. So we look forward to seeing you soon in person.
Yes.
For a little hang and meet up. So we're going to do that pretty soon, and this is the
Mm-hmm.
next best thing for sure. And stay in touch. And everybody,
Yes.
check out Mathability_MA and Sarah SARAHELISART.
Mm-hmm.
We will put the links below so you don't have to write it down.
That's it.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
All right.
We'll talk to you
Good
soon.
to see you.
Thanks, Sarah.
We'll
Take
talk
care,
soon.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great night.
You
Bye.
too.